So many of you have been asking, how does she do the fabric dyeing? And so she's going to teach us today.
This is going to be a tutorial on how I do microwave dyeing. The first thing you need to know is a little bit about dyes. There are two kinds that I use. One is called acid dye, and that means it is set with vinegar. The other is called Procyon, or fiber reactive Procyon, and that is for cellulose fibers. The acid dye is for protein fibers like silk and wool in your hair. I have taken a teaspoon of dye, and you can order it from a dye house, and they have it on Amazon as well. Okay, what I've done is I've taken 1 teaspoon of the dye, and I've mixed it with a little bit of boiling water, and then once it has dissolved, I've poured in more hot water so that I have 1 cup of dye. The dye comes in a powder form, so you have to wear a mask while you're mixing the powder. But once it's in solution, then you can take your mask off. And I just use things that I've had around the house. I did order a bunch of bottles with squirt tubes tops on them. To make the dye set into the fabric, we have to have a vinegar solution. That's the acid. You can also use citric acid, but white vinegar is easy to find. And what you do is you take a quart of water and add a cup of white vinegar. I'm soaking my scarf.
Now tell us about the fabric of your scarf.
This is 100% silk. And I'm soaking my scarf in that vinegar solution so that it's ready to take the dye. Oh, the reason that we don't use Procyon dye on silk is because it has to be set with a soda ash solution, and the soda ash eats the silk, and your silk will shatter if it's exposed to the soda ash too long. Okay, I use stuff that I've emptied, microwave dishes. There's some meals that are called steamers, and they have the bottom thing and then this little top thing. They're perfect.
Okay, 100% silk for what kind of dye?
For acid dye.
Acid dye. And if you don't use 100% silk,
it's not going to, it's for protein fibers. So if you've got a combination of silk and polyester, the polyester is not going to dye.
Don't try to go on Amazon and think that you're getting a silk scarf or a silk fabric if it's not 100%.
100% silk. We're going to do what's called Scrunch and Run. So I will put it into a dish that's safe in the microwave. And I always start with my lightest color first. So I have some yellow here, and I'm just going to squirt a little yellow here and there on it. Turn it over and get some on the back side. This is an all-over dye process. Then I've got some Aztec gold, which is a little deeper gold color, yellowy color. And I'll put a little bit of that on it.
So there's a lot of colors they can choose from online.
Oh yes, there's a zillion colors. If you just have magenta and yellow and turquoise, you can mix any color you want. But of course, you'll want to buy specific colors. At least that's what I like to do. Okay, now I've got 2 colors in there. And what I want to do is I want to look and see where the white is still showing. And I'm going to fold it. Ooh, look at those pretty runs that are happening. Going to kind of open it up. Remember, this one we're dyeing it all over. This color is called russet, and it's a little darker. Always start with your lighter first, and then add a little bit darker.
So a little less dye of the dark.
A little less. But what I want to do is I want to get all the parts, everything dyed on this particular scarf. It was soaked in the vinegar water, the vinegar solution. So this dye is reacting because there's already the vinegar or the acid is already on the silk scarf. I'm going to let it sit for just a few minutes, 5 minutes or so, and that gives the dye a chance to run through the fibers. This has been sitting for about 3 to 5 minutes, and the dye, as you can see, has been working its way through the fibers, and it kind of gives you a cracked glass look to it. Now, we're going to take that. That's why I like these containers, is because the excess drips down. If you're doing it, you can also do it in just a plain container, but you may have excess and you'll want to pour that off. Okay, we're going to put it in a Ziploc freezer bag.
The whole thing.
The whole thing, and we're going to close it, but leave at least 3 inches that are open, 2 to 3 inches opening, because otherwise, as the steam builds up, you'll hear pop, and your bag will break and may splatter dye all over in your microwave. I'm going to put it in the microwave, and this microwave has a turntable in it. So I'm going to set it for 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
3 minutes and push start. And because it has a turntable, it keeps moving around. If it did not have a turntable, I would stop it at a minute and turn it, stop it and turn it. But this one has a turntable, so it keeps going.
Okay, if they're using their kitchen microwave, what should they do?
Well, you can do a dye session and then clean it out really good, wash it down, and then cut up a potato, put it in on a paper towel, and run it for 2 or 3 minutes, and they tell me it will pick up any molecules that may be flying around. Okay, the 3 minutes are up, and it is very hot. And I'll sit it up here, and we have to let it sit for at least 10 minutes to cool off, and also for the dye to set. What will happen is any liquid is going to turn clear as it soaks up the rest of the dye. Microwave dyeing, you cannot do a defined pattern. You have to do, your patterning comes from the way you twist it or tie it. This one, we're trying to get an all-over pattern. It's been sitting and cooling off for about 10 minutes, and now we're going to rinse it.
Cold or hot?
A warm water.
Warm water.
Yeah. And let me turn this off so you can see. Very little color is coming out.
Okay, so the color really set.
The color really set. And that's what you want. You don't want to put so much dye in it that it just runs off and is being wasted. And you need to rinse it for a couple of times. And you want to rinse it until the water is pretty clear. And that's pretty clear. Just a
little
teeny bit of color there. Now that water is clear. Let's see. Hardly any color at all. Now, silk should always be ironed while it's still damp, but we have to let it dry for a few minutes.
If you want to hurry up the drying process, you can just twist it in an old towel and kind of get extra water out of it. So there needs to be an old towel underneath.
Yeah, just in case.
Just in
it
case.
It has some color.
And the iron is
on cotton setting.
She's pouring the water out of the iron because the iron needs to not have steam.
Yeah. Isn't that pretty?
And you could choose any colors you want.
Yeah, you could do whatever colors. But always start with your lightest color first. Light will not cover over dark, but dark will cover over light. Oh, and here's a spot where a little bit of wrinkle got, so I'll just spray it with a little water, and we'll iron that little wrinkle out. There it is.
That looks
I love the crackly look that it gets.
Turned out great. And this square scarf is the one that my mom makes jackets with.
Yeah. This is a 2-scarf jacket.